My prenatal checkups were me trying to explain to my physician that I had a lot of concerns surrounding Black maternal death, not being believed, and it was difficult for him not to get that connection because I wasn't high risk. But I'm like, but I'm a Black woman, and even if everything is perfect on paper, I can still go to the hospital and pass away because people aren't listening. He was trying to convince me that those concerns weren't valid instead of going on the journey with me with understanding and compassion. My name is Frances Ivan Marie, and I am from Virginia. Like many people who live in rural areas, when you're having a baby, there's not a lot of provider options. So it's not so easy to transfer care. And finding a Black physician, I couldn't find a Black physician taking patients that was less than 2 hours and 40 minutes away. My first labor and delivery and birth experience was, awful and shocking. I remember the midwife came into the room and asked me how I was doing. And she's like, well, how's your pain? I was like, I'm fine. And I'll never forget this. She was like, good. Because I know when Black women say they're in pain, they're exaggerating. And this is a midwife, right? So this is a woman that's going to be catching your baby, that's going to be delivering your baby. And that was just very traumatic for me. So what happened was the baby was measuring at 9 pounds. Nothing was wrong. I was fine. I wasn't handling labor badly. What I was told was, you haven't done this before. We don't know how your body is going to handle having such a large baby. We would like you to have a C-section. And I was like, I only want to have a C-section if it's something the baby needs. So then they were really aggressive with the Pitocin, which was extremely uncomfortable. At that point, they're like, okay, the baby isn't responding well to Pitocin. So now we're medically recommending a C-section. It felt like I was just taking too long. And so they wanted me to have the C-section and just get on and go and leave. I am really glad that later, once I processed my birth trauma, I got all of my surgical paperwork, all my medical paperwork, took it to a very kind Black physician. And he was like, on paper, this was an elective C-section. And he's like, and I see this a lot with first-time Black moms. So with my second, I was like, I deserve the best no matter what, but I'm going to try really hard to see a Black physician this time, even if I have to drive over 2 hours. So I did. I found a Black physician that was taking patients. He was very well informed. I was not his first or only Black patient, and his proximity to the Black experience wasn't from textbooks. He saw me. He saw me as a mom. He did not see me as a Black woman with unreasonable concerns. What really needs to change is this idea that if we want to get good and fair treatment, we have to be seeking care from someone who looks like us. A Black mom or Indigenous mom shouldn't need to see a Black or Indigenous provider to get fair and equal treatment. And I don't really see that burden being put on our white counterparts. And it's very dangerous. I think that's one of the biggest problems we have right now in the birth space, is this idea of your problem, you solve it. That has to stop now. It takes a really long time, I think, for any of us to feel truly safe speaking about something vulnerable. But when you talk about something that's vulnerable, that's truly life and death, it is so important that you have care and you have power over your story. Bump Day is starting dialogues. It's having the conversations while not erasing the marginalized. And that's why I felt like I could talk today. Because it's the first time I felt that.